we're streaming live. Hi, everyone.
Hi, it's still setting up for me.
No, it says streaming live on Facebook. How's everyone?
There we are.
Here we are. Here we are live from my other office, my day job office, because my internet has taken a dive at my house. So here we are. We've moved locations. Got the space heater going there. It's so cold here.
So good.
I love the orange. You can't really get a good appreciation for how orange it is in here, but I love it. It's
kind of sad. I've never been to your new office.
Well, you're coming back, so
yeah.
Let's turn this off because that's just going to keep beeping and carrying on. Yeah, you'll come visit in December? No, January, right?
January, yes.
January. Hopefully, all the travel ban. Will you drive if you can't fly?
No, we'll just have to cancel the whole trip because I'm not up for that.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot.
Well, we wouldn't have the pets this time, but still.
It's a far drive all the way to the country. You're looking like 3 or 4 days. I don't know that you can do it like at this point in time. Not for me. I'll say for me at this age, I cannot drive like that. You know, when you're younger and you can just go straight through, like my son will do that. He'll just drive, we'll make it in 2 days. I'm like, please don't do that. Please stop and rest and,
Yeah. Well, and I hate the car, so I don't ever want to do that drive again if I don't have to.
Yeah. I don't mind the car, but you need to sleep. That's just so dangerous. So dangerous. But
we have a bunch of hellos. Hi, everyone. Okay.
See the hellos.
Our mystery author is ready to be joined into this chat. Are you ready?
Right. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's see who it is.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is the worst part. This moment. I never even know where to look. I don't know where it's gonna happen.
I know. I just pressed. Where is?
Dun, dun.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Pam Godwin.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the babies behind you.
Oh, yeah. They're always there.
Oh, how are you?
Good. How are you? Nice to finally meet you.
And you too. You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
We've never met in real life or even in video life.
Which is shocking because I know that you go places before. You go places and I'm surprised we haven't run into each other at another event.
It's hard to say. I mean, maybe we just haven't been like in each other's.
Yeah. In the chaos.
Yeah. My goodness.
Beatrice said the suspense is like when you're waiting for a pregnancy test.
Oh my God.
That's been so long in my life. I don't know. So long. I was just talking with someone else this morning about that, and she was talking about at this age, could you imagine, like for me at my age, I'm going to be 50 in February, and someone was having a baby at 50.
And I can't imagine that. No.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine just starting now? It was like their first.
No.
And some people
I was 30. I started when I was 30 and my kids are almost gone now. So I can't imagine like starting over again. It is a huge fear because I guess it can happen.
It does happen. But yeah, I think for this couple, it was intentional. Like they didn't even want to start. Like that's how life, for some people goes. But oh my gosh. Yeah, no, my kids are 24 and 20. So
you don't look old enough to have 20-year-olds. You look great.
Well, thank you. But my goodness, yeah, that's just, I could not imagine. It's so exhausting. They're still exhausting even now. So.
But the baby stuff is more exhausting, way more. I don't have fond memories.
I don't really love babies. I would just be honest. I don't love babies. I don't know.
No, and mine were back to back. Just a few months apart. So I just completely ruined myself for babies.
Yeah,
No.
I think I just heard this term, Irish twins. I had not heard
Yeah.
that. Megan, were you telling me that? Irish twins?
Yes.
I'd never heard
Yeah.
that
When they're born, just a few, when you get pregnant within a few
Yeah.
months after having it.
back to back. Like the first time you can have sex when the doctor says, okay,
Yeah.
and you get pregnant again.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So is that really a Moscow Mule in your pretty cup?
This is a cider mule. I drink these like crazy when so it's basically a Moscow Mule just with cider in it
Yum.
and ginger beer, and
Yeah.
I use caramel vodka, so it makes it like a little festive.
Caramel vodka.
Oh, it's so good.
Ooh, it sounds good.
It's a dessert.
Sounds good. There is a vodka bar in Vegas. Have you ever been there?
No, that sounds dangerous. I want to go.
It's really good. It's in the oh shit. Oh, it's really a good bar. I'm trying to think what hotel it's in. The Venetian maybe.
And they just have all the vodkas, like all the flavors, and
it's all they serve. Yeah, outstanding. I mean, really, if you think you don't like vodka, for
you'll like it.
Everyone else, it really will open your eyes to what vodka can really taste like and how delicious it is. Because I think we ate because finally we decided we should probably eat something at this point, because we were just getting wasted so fast because the vodka was
yeah, especially if it's a great cocktail and it's a good smooth vodka. It's
we
going
were
to go
just
down
drinking
so
vodka.
fast.
It was not even a cocktail. It was just straight vodka.
Vodka? Oh yeah. Then if it's smooth and it's going down fast, it's going to hit you quick.
And ice cold. Everything was served on blocks of ice. Oh, good times. But anyway, that was not a good morning the next morning. And I think
I bet.
like signing books the next morning, and it wasn't good. Wasn't good for the readers. They were seeing a bad side of the rest of us. But
it happens.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
I just listened to the books of yours. The one is a promise. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, 1 is a promise, 2 is a lie, 3 is a war. The love triangle.
Yeah, so good. So good. I was telling Megan about the story, before, oh my gosh, it's so hard to like wrap your head around the idea of that happening in your life. I don't want to spoil the whole story, but that it was so good. Do you have that all worked out before you? How do you answer plot, I guess, is the bottom line.
I'm a plotter, and normally I plot everything, an entire series ahead of time. I'm just finishing a 9-book series, and I already had it all plotted from the beginning after the second book.
Wow, yeah.
This trilogy that you're talking about, the Love Triangle trilogy, I had everything plotted up until the very end. It was very hard for me, but I deliberately did not decide ahead of time, because I felt like if I made a decision, then that bias would fall into the storyline. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. I
was really worried about that. So, and I kind of already knew who I wanted.
Yeah.
And that didn't get chosen in the end. So it was kind of a weird thing, and how it worked out. Yeah. But no, I did not. I plotted the entire thing up until the decision.
I was I wanted the person to win who did, and
that's why you liked it then.
But then at first thinking he wasn't.
Otherwise,
and I was so sad, and I was like, I don't even want to finish this now, but then
so 50% of my readers hate that series, so that'll give you an idea.
I thought
when you go with a love triangle like that, and you have a clear winner and a clear loser, you just end up like you're going to have 50% of the people hate it. This is the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's like an election. Some,
right. Exactly.
Yeah. half of the audience is going to be happy and half is not. But
it's all about the journey, not the destination.
can you hear that? I
Right?
don't know if that's coming across.
No. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear
Okay.
the background? I have some cars outside
Oh,
that are
no.
revving their engines, and I think it's probably cutting my mic off. It was so loud. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're already getting some questions.
Go for it.
Beatrice wants to know, are there any books that make you need to take a cold shower? And this question is for both of you.
That we've written or that we've read?
I'm assuming read, but maybe your own books as well.
Well, these books I'm talking about are outstanding. They're definitely cold shower type of books. And so for me, that so far, this is all that I have. And you know, everyone knows I'm a listener at this point. I do 100% audiobooks. So they were great. The narrator was great. Yeah, they're great. I mean, lots of
Thank you.
sexy times in there. Very well written, obviously. So I think if you haven't listened to or read Pam's work, I would definitely recommend those. And they've got lots of hot stuff in them.
Yeah, I think there is sex in all of my books. It's just, I like writing it. I don't necessarily write, I don't like writing the sex scenes necessarily, but I like writing the buildup. And then if you write that much buildup, you got to deliver, right?
Yeah, for sure. My favorite part of reading and writing is that first buildup to the first time that a couple gets together.
Yes.
Oh, it's
my favorite.
It's the best.
I don't like it to happen quickly. I like it to happen after the 50% mark. I don't know why, like, because then once it happens, then there's like that, you know, now the angst and all that, like anxiousness and page turning is like over
that where you can't breathe. Yeah,
right.
It's the best feeling.
Yes, it is. And then once it happens, it's like, okay, I can take a break, and then I need to get back to it. Then I need to do it again and again and again. To answer the question, I would say, like, just right off the top of my head, Priest by Sierra Simone.
Oh, yeah.
Have you read that? Megan, have you read Priest?
I have not read that.
You haven't?
No.
Like, I don't, like, I'm a Catholic schoolgirl, so maybe that's why it touched all of my dirty little buttons. But
it's so good.
It worked me up in a lather that just would not stop. Like, I was just drooling and just soaked everywhere, all over. Just
it's
like
so
it was disgusting. It was just so gross. Yeah, I loved it.
I have listened to, and I think I'm trying to think if I listened to that or read it first. No, I think I probably listened to it. I think 20 to 30 times. I'm not joking. And still to this day, I am finding my husband immediately after. Yep. Every time. Now I am a huge fan of Sierra's, and
I am too.
I just, for the first time, I don't know how it took this long, I listened to Misadventures in Blue. Have you read that one?
I haven't. No.
Whoa.
I haven't read any of the Misadventures books. I know.
But
get on it.
This one of hers. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm sure. Like every book she writes. Yeah.
Holy
and she's such a talented writer. She's very artsy, which I love that.
Oh, yeah.
That creativity, and the books, the storylines are also different. I love that.
I haven't read that Thorn Chapel one yet, so I need
I'm so behind. Like when I read, I'm reading from my backlist, my TBR backlist. Like I try to read, and so I'm like always like a year or two behind on books.
I don't have like a special, like, this is my TBR list and I'm going to go in order and I have to do it. I just like,
you're funny.
It strikes my fancy. I'm going to go for it. But yeah. Ooh, that Misadventures in Blue. Holy God. And because all the misadventures, they're, quick and dirty.
Yes.
Jesus, it's dirty. My God.
Yeah, she does dirty
so good. Dirty mouth on him, and that's like my thing. I love that. A dirty talk.
So is he a cop? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're both cops.
Oh, they are. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah. And I don't necessarily have a cop thing going, but I could now. It could happen.
I will have to add Priest to my
Yes,
TBR
you
list.
do.
I've told you so many times. Why
I know you have, but now I might actually read it. Okay.
now that Pam, okay.
Shell wants to know, Pam, who is your go-to author to read?
Julianne. I've read every book that she's written more than once. Every time she writes a book, she's one that I will read like immediately when she releases. I try to read the ARC before it even comes out. Julianne, have you guys read her?
No, Julianne.
I
That's
haven't.
Julianne.
E-N. Jewel, like Jewel.
Yeah. No.
Middle initial E, and Julianne. She's just she's another very creative. All of her writing is unique, and just the storylines stick with you. She writes a lot of love triangles.
What is what's your favorite? Because I am looking really looking for something right now. I'm not gonna say I'm in a rut, but I need something.
My favorite by her is oh gosh, that's so hard. I would say the Transcend duet. So it's like Transcend and Epic. She also just came out with a book called Out of Love, which is just, that talk about hot. That book is so hot, but it's not hot in like a smutty way. It's just very emotional. She writes really good suspense in her stories. So Out of Love, or the Transcend duet.
All
or
right.
oh my gosh, I'll just end up listening to them all. When Life Happens is also like an epic story. She writes a lot of standalones, which I also like, because I don't have time to sit and read a lot of series, but I can get in and read her.
Yeah.
Her standalones are great.
Audio so much, because I can do it while I'm doing, unloading the dishwasher and that kind of thing. And so it's not a commitment to sit down and, with a book. Because if I wait until I go to bed at night and I think, I'll read, I'm done.
That's when I read, is when I go to bed at night. But yeah, it's like usually super late and I get like a chapter in and
done. So it's doesn't work. So what are you working on right now?
The 9th book in a series, in the Deliver series. Yeah, you haven't written a series that long yet, have you?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
The Secret to Stone series, it will be 12 when it's done. 9 of them are out. And the Shark's Edge.
Have you written them all?
Yeah, the Shark's Edge series is 15.
Oh gosh.
I'm on number 5. So
okay. Yeah. So I'm taking on a 9-book series. I thought I could do it. I did it. I've done it over years, like many years, but it's so dark. Like it's the kind of heavy writing that you can't just sit and write out in a month.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing over the last few months, is writing out a book a month. Boom, boom, boom. Because I'm on a publishing deadline.
Yeah.
With a publisher, so I don't have a choice. I'm down to the wire, and that's just what happens.
It's hard. It
is, but I'm super happy with it. Like I feel like when I'm rushing and under pressure, I'm less analytical of the verbiage and the technical writing, and I'm more creative. And I feel like it comes out better when I'm under pressure like that.
I find this will sound, I feel like creative people will understand this. So when I am on a deadline, like you're saying, you get into this spot. So like normal thinking is here. And when you're pushed to do something on a deadline or whatever, also I find the same thing when I'm very tired. It's right here or right here. It's a different plane.
It is.
Thinking. It's
really
in a subconscious almost, and you're not thinking where you think on a daily basis. Like I know
it totally makes sense. Yeah, I totally get it.
You detach yourself from, I need to get the kids, I need to get groceries, I need to, and you're either above it or below it, and you're just doing it, and it's a good spot.
It's like in an ether, like a creative ether type of environment.
It's a little bit of a high, you know what I mean? It's like a little bit of a drug stupor, and it's sometimes can be such a great spot to be in. You're just like, I'm in the zone. You could just say it that way. You're just in the zone. It's a good spot.
Yep. Also, when I'm super emotional, like I don't know, like I have a fight with my husband, I write really good then. Like I could be so pissed off at him. I will
Yeah.
come in my office, I will lock myself in, and all that stuff just goes on paper. That's when I write my villains. So I don't know, like you get to an emotionally where you can just like let go. Same thing when you go without sleep for a while. Like if you've gone a couple days without sleep, you get to that place, that emotional kind of place where it's just super free and liberating.
Yeah.
I think the best writing happens then.
I just had cancer last year. I mean, this is December will be a year that I had the mastectomy. And so talk about emotional and
it's gone.
different.
Is it gone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, so the emotion, because that's an emotion you can't even like grip onto unless you've been in that nightmare. So
right.
Yeah, but that did crazy things for my writing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. It was a good spot to go with it, a good place to put all that emotion.
Did you write darker during that time?
I wrote probably the most emotional book I've ever written in my life, So, yeah.
Which book is it?
Both the dogs are twitching, like, it's funny. At the same time, they both are dreaming at the same time.
They run tracks in their racing dreams.
So cute. It's Grant's Heat, and the heroine
what is it?
Grant's Heat.
Okay, Grant's Heat.
In the Shark's Edge series, and the heroine, her husband is killed in a construction site accident, and so just going through that, losing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was tough stuff. I don't know if I could have done that, found that emotional place, otherwise. So
it's a great channel. It's a great outlet, right?
Yeah. So it was, I'm not gonna say good because I wouldn't, have.
It's a great, but you have that outlet. Like that's not a lot of people have that ability or know how to let that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Victoria, you're getting a lot of love. Love you, Victoria, from Amy and Lydia, and everyone's saying they just love you. And
I love them too. Everyone has been right there with me this whole time. It's hard to believe that it's been a year. That
I can't believe that.
I know that I stood there in front of that big giant Christmas tree and had to tell everyone. I'm going to get all emotional remembering that we stood there at that mall, and I had to say that to everyone that I had cancer. It was terrible. It was a terrible day. But now I get to say I don't have cancer anymore. So not in my breast, not in my skin, not anywhere. I mean, that I know of, knock on wood. I feel like I shouldn't even say it out loud because it's jinxing it. And I know that's crazy, but I feel, look at my hair now. I feel like I'm just paranoid. But anyway, different topic. I even talk about cancer every time I get on Facebook.
Well, there's another question. Kaylee wants to know, what has both of your favorite read of 2020? What has been your favorite read of 2020?
Do you know off the top of your head?
I would say it's Out of Love by Julianne. I mean, most of my top reads this year were by Julianne, but that book was just, wow, it's great.
Wow, boy, oh boy.
It's a hard, I actually recently just put together my top like 12 reads for the year because I do that at the end of every year. So I had it fresh in my mind.
I'm just gonna look and see if I see what off the top of my head, what it would be.
Do you use Goodreads?
For
like your reading?
I do, but probably not as much as I should, Oh, you know what? I'll tell you, I'll go with it this way. I don't know how I only discovered her, but C.D. Reese.
Yes, she's in my top too this year. Which book was it?
Well, it's that Seduction series.
Yep.
The one that everyone carries on about. And oh my God, the talent, the woman's talent.
Oh yeah, she's called the Shakespeare of dark romance. So have you read, so is that the first books of hers you've read?
Those were, but ever since then,
Have you read,
go ahead.
have you read The Marriage Games?
Yes.
Okay, and then what was the one that I loved this year that I read was the doctor in the military. What's the name of that book? It's like a series. You haven't read that one?
The Crown brother, the Crown family. I've been reading
Crown.
those or listening.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, but this one, I don't know this one that you're, if it wasn't one
it's
of
like another married couple, but it's super, super crazy, like total mind games and psychology and what is the name of this? I can't remember her name.
Brilliant. I mean,
she is, yeah.
Brilliant. I can't, like, I just get speechless over it.
She's
like
super, super smart. So it just really comes across in her writing.
Yeah. You can
and
just,
it's also just filthy, like sex scenes that are just to die for. Love it.
It's like all the things.
It is all the things. She writes for the women.
It's
Shakespeare
crazy.
for women.
Yeah, if everyone that's listening has not, treated themselves to C.D. Reese, go do that, because you will not be disappointed. My God, I just mind blown. I don't know how I went this long without. Yeah. And then also Lauren Rowe. I don't know that she can do anything wrong in my book. Everything that she writes.
I've met her and she is a sweetheart.
She is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. And
wow.
She's awesome.
I need to read her.
I'm just stuck on Reed Rivers, but that whole series that this year, those 3 books were a part of. I'm trying to think. It started with the Club series, the Club, and then the Morgan brothers, and then it just goes on and on and on. This series is just going. I don't know how many books are in it, but they're like little series that have grown, have built this one big giant world. So you can read parts of it, or you can read the whole thing, or, you can just jump in wherever you want and it still makes sense. So it's a great ride.
And this is Lauren Rowe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check her out. Because I met her at Shameless, and she actually came up
there. So, not the last one, but the one before that. It was supposed to be there this year, but
I haven't been there for a few years, so I probably missed you then.
Yeah.
But that's when I met her. She actually came up to me and just introduced herself like out of the blue. She's just a sweetheart like that.
Were you there the year they did the circus, the carnival circus thing? That was the theme of the big party?
No, I don't remember what the theme was.
Dressed up. You know what I'm talking about, though. They always have a big party.
Yeah.
So that was it wasn't. Year I was there. It was a carnival circus. It was a circus because I dressed up as a lion tamer.
Oh wow, that's fun.
And Angel, my writing partner, was a lion. She was the lion and I was the lion tamer.
Oh, cool.
Funny. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've been since like 2016 or I don't know. It's been like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So I'm trying. It was probably 2018, maybe. It's weird now that because we've all lost a whole year, just dropped off, and then it's so crazy.
Did you do a lot of signings? Like, did you travel a lot?
Yeah, last year I was supposed to do like 6 or 8 of them because the Shark's Edge series, was coming out, and we're doing like 6, I think, of the books were supposed to come out, and then I got cancer, and Waterhouse was so great and said, listen, just take care of yourself and get better. Good. And so I think 4 books were already done, and that's it. And so they said, just do what you need to do and we'll worry about this on the other side. And so trying to, pick up the momentum again now. So it was a lot of things were, on the schedule, signings to get out there and promote those books, but not, and everything had to be canceled. So it was crazy.
I think we're going to lose more than a year too. I mean,
yeah.
do you have any signing schedules for next year? Because I think they've all been rescheduled at least till the end of the year, if not 2022. So we're going to lose 2 years.
I think so too, because it's hard to even understand what a signing would look like currently,
Right.
California, we're in a total shutdown again. We are in total lockdown. We're not even allowed to be at work. So we're not like, my husband and I own a business. That's where I am right now because the internet at our house just took a dive this afternoon, but we are a manufacturer and what we manufacture is considered essential. So our manufacturing facility, they're allowed to be here, the warehouse people, but then the sales staff and the admin staff were all working from home. And then the manufacturing side of things, they can be here, but everyone else, in the whole state, everyone's got, has been sent home. Everything is shut down again. Everything.
Restaurants and bars are shut down.
Yep. You can do takeout, you can do a drive-through and you can do Grubhub and that kind of thing. And you can call, I think you can call ahead and have something and, pick it up curbside, but that's it. You can't eat there. You can't even eat, outside of a restaurant where they were having like tables outside. Everyone had tables outside, like patio dining, but that's all done too now. No.
Where are you in California?
In Southern California.
Okay.
I'm just north of San Diego, about an hour, maybe about 50 miles north of San Diego. So, and just north of San Diego, like right, in line with San Diego. I'm not on the coast side. I'm inland just a little bit. So it's not, I'm not up by LA. I'm not, in super far like Palm Springs. I'm just like right in the middle. So yeah. So it's good, but they're saying until the new year, and then they'll reassess it and see. But the cases were like multiplying so fast. That's it. We've got to do something. It just shut it down. Everything just shut down, and the capabilities of the hospitals were getting so dangerously low. Beds of it, bed availability and stuff like that. So they're like, that's it, we're done. So I mean, it's for everyone's own safety. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know what it's just like the first time around, like March last year. So here we are.
Pam, where do you live?
Missouri. Kansas City. I don't know that we'll shut down Missouri.
You're
we're mostly
in your own country.
Well, yeah, we have like Kansas City and St. Louis, the big, the big urban areas, and then there's this all rural in between. So I just don't think they'll do like a statewide thing. It'll mostly stay county or city decisions, and I don't know. People just don't really care around here. It's aggravating, very aggravating. But yeah, there's a lot of no mask wearing things going on. Our kids are virtual in school, so they did do that with the schools, so they're high schools and middle schools are at home.
Yeah. And then colleges as well.
I think so. Yeah. No, I don't think all of them are. I think that's a decision based on, those are decisions based at the college level. So yeah, I don't think it's all of them. I know it's not. I know a lot of kids are still going there because I know that the colleges were saying they wanted their kids to stay there for like Thanksgiving and stuff rather than taking disease back home to their elderly family members and then all of that. So, yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. It's so interesting that it's so different right in this country, like from one state to the other.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time understanding that because I don't know. I think like, however, it is here, it must be like that everywhere, but I guess not.
No, it's decided at the state level. So
Yeah.
depending on, the governor's stance.
And then even in the state, it can be like in my town, then the one sheriff was saying, everyone's essential. If you need to go to work, go to work. Oh my gosh, hold on one second, because there's no movement in my office because I'm just sitting here. The light turned out. Sorry. I'm just setting the mood. Here we go.
Pam, there was a question for you from Lydia. What would be a good starting point to read your books if they haven't read you before?
I would say the Love Triangle series, One is a Promise.
Oh, it's so good.
All of my series, I have 4 series sets, and the first book in every series is free.
Oh.
So you can start in any series, and I'm wide. I'm not in KU, so you can get it on any platform and start with any series for free. And the only cliffhangers I've written are in that Love Triangle series. Basically, everything else is standalone. So I would say start with the Love Triangle series because it's not dark, but it's angsty, it's gritty, but it's not dark. It gets you into kind of the feel of the way that I write, and then it'll ease you into the darker stuff. That's why I recommend that series first.
You definitely need to know what happens next. You cannot just walk away from that.
Well, in that Love Triangle trilogy, also the character that doesn't win at the end crosses over to my Deliver series, which is that 9-book series.
Oh.
So if you want to know how his love story turns out, you have to read the Deliver series.
Yeah, which is good to know that he does get a
I've been very stubborn about it for many, many years. I said, no, he's not getting his love story. He's not going to be happy. I just didn't want it to happen. I just wanted him to just be sad and miserable and go away. I love him. He's my favorite. But I just wanted it to be that way because I'm just mean like that. He's a fictional character.
Right.
And then I got a lot of pressure and I still wouldn't give into it. And then I figured out that he fit really, really good in my Deliver series. Like there was just a part in there that just fit him so well. And he's just kind of slid right in. And now
he's a great character.
I'm writing his book right now. I'm writing his love story right now.
He's a great character. He's got a lot of appeal, for readers. I think that it's a lot of what the ladies like,
Yep.
Yeah. So she's a little spitfire too. She's a cutie.
Yeah, do you read a lot of love triangles?
I read everything. I'm trying to think, is there anything that I shy away from? Like, what don't I like? Like if I see something and I go, no.
The reason
obvious things.
The reason I asked about the love triangle is because I have read a lot of love triangles, and outside of like Julianne, who I absolutely adore, she writes a lot of love triangles, but mostly like love triangles, if you think about it, when you read them, you always hate the heroine. I'm talking about a love triangle between a woman and 2 men. Like you just hate her, and it doesn't matter what her situation is or what's happening to her. You just hate her. You're just like, make a decision already. Quit messing with these men. Why are you so flaky and fickle? And you're just like mean to her. And I've gone and read these over and over. Thoughtless. I don't want to pick on any one book, but we've all read Thoughtless, right? S.E. Stevens. S.E. Stevens, Thoughtless. She wrote it like back in.
I don't know that I have.
Oh, it's probably 10 years ago. Super popular love triangle with the it's kind of like a rock star, but everybody hated that heroine, and it's kind of the theme. It's just the way it is. That everybody hates the heroine because she's not making a decision. She's dragging this. She seems like she's stringing these men along, but that's not really what's happening. She's just she's stuck, in a sticky situation. But I read these, and I thought, I'm gonna write a heroine who is not hated. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna write a heroine in a love triangle that's not hate. So that's why I wrote the love triangle.
Right.
Oh, everybody hated her. I mean, you say she's a fire.
To have them both. I'm like, just take them both. They both love you. Just go for it. Why isn't anyone proposing, let's all just be together?
Well, because when you write that, it's kind of it's an easy way out. And a lot of people are happy with that. And I have written those stories.
Yeah.
But I wanted to write a true love triangle that freaking hurts so bad, and it hurts in the end, and you still like the heroine. And I've made her so, like, I thought I did. Like, she works at a homeless shelter, and she's giving and free spirit.
She was a good person.
She's a good person, and people hated her. And I just thought at the end, I was like, well, maybe I screwed it up. Or maybe you just can't write a heroine in a love triangle that people like. Maybe that just can't happen. I don't know.
Well, it's that thing about women, the way, I don't know why, women go at each other. They just do. And that's all it is, because now you have a woman that has two men that are really good men. And what does she have? That why are these two men falling all over each other for her? And what, and it's just that. It's just, you're putting it right in front of the reader, yeah, the claws come out. And so now, what is your background in dance? Do you have one? Because there was a lot of dance. No, how'd you get all that? You were investigating.
I'm a research whore. Like, I researched the crap out of everything. The funny thing is that I have actually tried to teach myself how to belly dance.
Yeah.
And I thought I was really good at it. I mean, these are like videos, like, I used to buy videos and like teach myself, and I had all the little outfits. And my daughter walked up one time and she goes, "What? Are you having a convulsion?" No, I'm belly dancing. And she was like, "No, Mom."
Yeah.
So no, I can't dance. I can't.
Yeah, because it wasn't just the belly dancing. She was dancing.
She was a dance teacher.
Yeah, all over the place. And so I thought, this is, usually you can tell what the author does or has a background in, because you get a good, I read, oh my gosh, it was for a contest one time. Oh my God. And the person knew way too much about wine. And it was like a primer on wine tasting. The book,
Weird.
You know what I mean? And
was it a romance book?
I couldn't get through it, but yeah.
It was a romance. Okay. See,
it was this person just wanted to let the world know how much they knew about wine tasting, and they just went into the wrong, genre to do it. And yeah. So
yeah, I mean, a good editor would have probably helped that out. Yeah. Like, just, because that's kind of like a little darling, right? Like, you have all these little favorite things that you put into your book as an author that just don't really make sense. An editor would weed all that out.
Yeah. So I can't remember what the criteria was for the contest. Were they unedited stories, or, I don't remember. So maybe it was an unedited piece or whatever, but whoa, it was too much about wine. Oh, it was too much, but yeah, good stuff. What else you have, Megan? We'll make sure we get everybody question wise.
Beatrice wants to know, any dark romance that you have written, either of you?
I have not written dark romance. That is not something I like to read it, but I have not written any personally.
I write dark romance. So yeah, I mean, not all of my books are dark, but I would say 20 of them are dark romance. And when I say dark, it's uncomfortably dark. Like, I do things that I push comfort zones. So there's, dark romance typically has rape in the stories, but I do that. I do villains that are redeemable. So like, I have my 9-book Deliver series. Every book is a different couple, and every book is a villain that I redeem. Right. These are human sex traffickers, cartel bosses, murderers, kidnappers, horrible, horrible people, cutters, and just disgusting, gross people. And I redeem them. I give them love stories because I really, really love a good complex villain. So
what a challenge to find, but you probably now have that down, like finding the, the good side in everyone.
I came from horror. So I read, like, I haven't always been a romance reader. I was thriller and horror. That's what I read growing up. And so I've read like all Stephen King and Jack Ketchum and like all the really, really like gruesome horror. I love horror movies. So I feel like I have an entire lifetime of material and inspiration.
Right.
And I always read these really bad, like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh yeah.
He's my favorite villain.
Yeah.
Super smart, intelligent.
Yeah.
He eats people. That's just his bad thing.
Yeah.
But imagine if he was super, super good looking. And I mean, he's very charming and he knows how to talk to women. So imagine like a super horrible, tortured history that caused him to be the way he is, and then give him, and he's good looking, and then give him a love story. Like that's what I think of as I write my villains and redeem them. I just love that idea.
There wasn't there a serial killer that was really good looking?
There's a lot of them. They're all charming. You're thinking of it's not Dahmer.
Not Ramirez. No, he was not good looking. It was in California, I think.
Yeah. Shoot, it's on the tip of my tongue, and the readers probably, the listeners are probably like, are they typing out in the comments who it is? That's how he got all these women, was he was super charming. They just had a movie and a super popular actor played him. I can't remember who it is, but my brain is dead.
Yeah, I think
you're talking about though. Serial killers. Ted Bundy. That's it.
Amy just said it on the comments.
It's Ted Bundy. Yep.
Isn't that something? I mean,
but a lot of them are super charming, and that's how they lure in their victims, and then they eat them or whatever they do to them.
I don't even eat cow. Oh,
I don't either. I'm a vegetarian.
Same. Yeah, for a long time.
Oh, my entire life. Can't do it. People are out. I won't eat a person. I will die.
Oh my God. This conversation just went down.
That's probably my fault.
No, it's all right.
I can take it way further down.
Most conversations I'm involved in go this way. And definitely in crazy places. So
we haven't even talked about butt sex yet. I can totally talk about that for the next hour.
It could happen. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Beatrice wants to know, Pam, what is your first dark romance that you wrote so I can buy it?
The first one I wrote is Beneath the Burn.
Beneath the Burn.
So I have a couple more questions from the viewers, and then we're going to do a giveaway, so we have to figure out how we're going to do that. It's our first time actually doing it during the live today. So Shell wants to know, is there one book that you've read that you'd love to rewrite?
Oh.
Of someone else's?
I'm not sure, Shell. If someone else's of their own. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably what that means. Like when you read a book and you don't like the way it turns out. I mean, that happens a lot because we all have different tastes.
Oh, I don't know if I could do that to someone else's work. I don't know.
Well, isn't that what fan fiction is?
True.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Right. It's a good point.
I mean, I think it's a compliment, really. Like, you were so inspired by characters, you just want, it's like a choose your own adventure type thing.
Right.
You would rewrite it.
That's how I actually started writing.
It is how I started writing too, and I imagine how most authors started. So I'll answer the question first then. I don't know if anyone has read Laurel K. Hamilton. She wrote and still writes a lot of vampires. So it's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but she's way more dark and lots of sex. But her series didn't start out that way. So it started out with just this badass heroine vampire killer who like knew her way around a gun, and she was just like super inspiring. And then it took her like 4 books in the series to have sex. And when she finally had sex, we were talking about that lead up, like you're waiting for it. 4 books, you're waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then it's the Nita Blake series is what it's called. She finally has sex and it's just like, whoa, like it's just amazing. And then she goes on to have sex with everyone, like the whole cast for the next like 20 books.
Then
like where there's 16 people in a bed, and I am not exaggerating.
Yeah, True Blood.
So it went, way worse than, like way more graphic and sexual and erotic than True Blood. Like it was just, we're talking about massive orgies with lots of creatures, like because it's a fae world. Anyway, that's what started me writing, because I was so in love with that series. And then the sex happened, and then I was super in love. And then the sex happened, and the sex happened, and the sex happened. There's so much sex, and I was like, no, make it stop, make it stop. It completely lost its excitement, and now I just want to rewrite the ending. So that was my long answer.
I read Sookie Stackhouse, like all the books, and so when True Blood came out, I was like, this is awesome. They're making it into a series. Oh my gosh! And so the whole first season pretty much stayed on track with the books.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. And, it had this great adult edge to it because, the books had an edge to them, but it wasn't crazy. And then HBO got a hold of it.
Right.
And it went off the deep end. And by, I don't know, maybe the second season, by the end, it was out of control. Like it had departed completely from the books.
Right.
It was like, they were having orgies in the forest, and there were creatures that were not even in the books. And for people that were like purists to the books, it was like,
not happy.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And so it was.
I didn't really like the books. I actually didn't make it past like the 4th or 5th book. Yeah. I don't know what it was. I just didn't really, but then I also didn't stick with the show either. Like I didn't really like the show. They
weren't like, when I go back now and look at them, I'm like, oh, this isn't that great, but this was in the way beginning of my
back
reading
then.
life. Yeah. And so
they
it was
really
a different time for me.
I agree. I agree with that.
And so it was just a whole different time for my brain as a reader. So I don't know. So I started writing, I think everyone probably has heard the story a gazillion times at this point, with Shayla Black's Wicked Lover series in it was an online on Facebook. It was a role play group. And
fun.
I started writing. And so it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. It was a great outlet. I had spine surgery, and I was laid up in bed for like 10 weeks recovering because I had spinal fusion, and you had lay still while my spine was growing, like regrowing, bone regrowing. And it was,
holy cow,
and so I had to find something to do. And so I was writing online. It was a good time. So it passed the time, and, a career was born. Well, a hobby at the time. So it was fun. Here we are.
Later.
Yeah, that was like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there.
That's when I started too. Well, I started writing in 2008, but I didn't publish till 2012. So
yeah, so that's funny.
Perfect. That was the last question I had. Lydia wanted to know, how long have you been writing, Pam? So you just
you just hit it. That's awesome. So what do you want to do? You want to give away books? That's what we're going to do? Nice. How do you want to do it, Megan? You want to just pick some people, or what's the plan here?
So Amy and I have been chatting while this was going on, and we think there are 2 people that should win, and it's perfect because Pam can do a giveaway and you can do a giveaway.
All right, cool. How do you want to pick them?
Well, we already picked them.
Oh, you did it. Good.
Do they know what they're winning?
No, so I was going to say, let's talk about what they're going to win first.
Okay. This is, so I keep mentioning this Deliver series that I have. This is the first 3 books in the Deliver series.
Nice.
they're actually really long standalones. I just have them super compressed in one book. But this is the paperback that I'm giving away. So it's the first 3 books, 3 standalones. There are 3 different couples, so 3 different love stories. Paperback, I'll sign
Great
it.
Christmas present.
It's a pretty cover too. I really like
It
the cover.
is. I'm just staring at it.
Gorgeous.
Pretty.
You see it?
Love
Actually,
it.
I just revealed the cover of this one
Oh.
yesterday. So this is the next 3 books in the series.
Yeah.
Love them together because they're just I don't know. I like fancy covers.
I love it.
So what are you giving away?
I don't know. What am I giving away, Megan? Do you know? We didn't really talk about it. I think I'm going to do.
We decided to do a giveaway at the last minute, so we haven't discussed. But what do you have? What do you have left? There's been so many giveaways lately.
I have everything but no Prince Charming, and no, I don't have Misadventures at all. So I would probably do Shark's Edge, because that's going to be the next thing out, is going to be Grant's Flame. So we need to get everybody ready.
Shark's Edge series.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
I think I have. I mean, book 1 is free right now. So really, I think it's, unless somebody is collecting the paperbacks, they could have all 3 of them. They could have 1, 2, and 3. No, I have all 4, the first 4. Since it's Christmas and all.
Okay, so should I message them that they won, or should I say it right now? I feel bad because I want everyone to win, so I'm horrible at this.
Announce it out loud.
Okay, we decided Shell is going to win Pam's giveaway.
Nice.
And Beatrice is going to win Victoria's giveaway.
Hey! Congratulations, girls. That's super exciting.
How often have you done this mystery video fun time? How long have you been doing it?
Started doing this in August.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't even know. I had this crazy idea one day. Wouldn't it be fun if I bamboozled myself and had people come on and I didn't know who it was going to be, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's a great idea.
It's a little nerve-wracking. So the worst is the day of, and so I have to like stay busy and not think about it at all, because I get really like freaked out. Like, what if the person comes on and I don't know who it is? Like, what if I won't know? And I don't let myself think about it at all, because
I wondered if you'd know who I was. Because when Megan said it was a mystery, I was like, oh my gosh, she's not gonna know who I am.
No, because I had just listened to those books, right? So then I always because I'm an author, I look at the author, I look at the covers, even though I'm doing the audio, I still look at everything, just like you would if you're looking at a book cover. I want to see who the author is. I want to see, all the things. Plus, what else we just did the Instagram hop.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. So your name's been popping up. So yeah.
And when I'm messaging the authors, I always say, don't worry, Victoria's going to stay off social media for these days, so she won't find out. And she does really good. She doesn't go on social media, so she doesn't have any clue. So
I do try to trick you at least once.
Huh?
I try to trick you at least once. Somewhere in there, like, who's the mystery author again? Who did you say it was? And nobody ever falls for it. Like,
I almost did. I almost told you, because I was like, are you sure you want to know? I'll tell you. And I'm really bad at secrets. So Amy always helps with this. Me and Amy do the mystery author chats together. And I'll always say, I can't even talk to Victoria about this at all, because I will slip up and say it. So it's been really challenging not to tell you.
It's fun though. The first one that I did, I was in quarantine. I was having surgery to have, I think, my final implants done. Something. Yeah, I think I was having my final breast implants done. And when I had Shayla on, and so Shayla Black was the first lucky guest star of our mystery author thing. And do you remember that when I was in quarantine and she came on and I was in my bedroom? I was stuck in my bedroom for 4 days or 5 days, but it was like a little vacation for me because life is so hectic all the time. So being put into quarantine, it wasn't that bad. I'm probably the only person that
I think that most authors would agree with you though, because I mean, we are, our jobs are reclusive by nature, right?
Yeah.
So it just fits with our habits.
Yeah. But because I have this job, I have another job during the day, and
that's true. Yeah.
Right. At night, and it's a hectic pace. So taking that time, it was like time off. I had like these 4 days where nobody could bother me. I was stuck in my room. Nobody could bother me. I have my master bedroom is on the first floor and it opens up to outside also. So I could go outside, and while nobody was home during the day, I could go outside, and then I could also go over to my kitchen. And so I could still get my own food as long as no one was there, and I wasn't interacting with anybody. So it wasn't that bad of a gig. It was like I had a little.
So you were quarantined from your husband also?
Yeah, from the whole house, from the family and everything, because I had the COVID test before the surgery. And then they said, from the time you have the test until the time you go into surgery, you cannot come in contact with anyone.
Right.
And that was it. You had to have this number of days in between. So
right.
That's how we did it. So it wasn't that bad.
Wow.
It was the closest thing I've come to a vacation in a long time. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight.
Thank you for the invite, Megan.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
The hour always passes so quick because it feels like I'm just listening to like this really awesome podcast. I forget that I'm involved and then I have to ask questions.
It does go quickly. I can't believe it.
I will message the winners also, probably tomorrow since it's my bedtime. It's already 10 o'clock here.
That sounds good. I'll send you a form. They can just fill out a form for the address info if that's okay.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
That's good.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
Thank you everyone for being here. And we will see you in January for our January Mystery Author Chat.
Heck yeah. New year. Goodbye, 2020.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's our last one. That's kind of sad. Our last one in 2020.
That's all right. Everyone's ready to see 2020 hit the road. Yeah. But what's going to change in 2021? In the beginning at least. I don't know how much. Yeah. We'll get through it. We're all going to come out on the other side.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.